Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Contemporary Comrades podcast. It's your boy, Sir Heaviness, Heavy J. To my right, we have your boy Corn. Say what's up.
What is up, everyone? It's your boy Corn on the pod, and tonight, you know what time it is.
We have a movie review for you all. Actually, not a movie review. I always say that. It's a TV show review. Amazon Prime's very own upload. Now, I want to shout out one of our listeners, Brittany Needham, on this one because she's the one in our live stream who actually recommended us watch this show. So shout out to you, Brittany, for the recommendation.
Most definitely,
Uh,
shout out, shout out, shout out.
so we checked the show out, and not only did we like it, we thought it was definitely worth doing review on. And this isn't necessarily the entertainment channel, if you will. That is reserved for Corn's awesome half-ass podcast, which you should go check out and subscribe to and watch every fucking video and like them while you're at it. But we decided this would be good to do on the Comrades because of the themes and the message and the overt undertones, if you will, of the entire show. So if you're not familiar with what Upload is, I'll read you a brief synopsis of what the show's about. Basically, it's set in the year 2033, so not too far in the future. Humans are able to upload themselves into a virtual afterlife of their choosing. Now, you can do this. You can do this one of two ways. You can prematurely kill yourself and upload, or you can be in a life. You can die in some sort of accident or something. And if your family has enough money, they can put you in put you in upload, or you have a I forget the term that they use in the show, but you can have like a plebeian a plebeian death, dying naturally, instead of the preferred method in this show, which is to upload yourself and basically into virtual reality. Basically, a programmer, Nathan, that's the main character. He dies prematurely, but I have to talk. We have to talk about how he actually died and how he had to choose whether he wanted to be uploaded or not, because that whole situation was fucked from the get go. He's and his basically his girlfriend trying to kind of coaxes him to get uploaded.
Choose the upload.
Yeah, to choose the upload. He has a like a support girl in an upload named Nora, and they kind of get together. We'll get into that, but basically, the premise is humans can upload. You die and you get uploaded in this virtual reality. Your consciousness is sit into virtual reality where living people can interact with you virtually. You can do everything from they can eat virtually, they can have literal virtual lives, they can have virtual sex with living people, they can go on virtual dates and all kinds of weird stuff like this. So that's how virtual we mean. But shit, let's go ahead and get into the first episode. So my initial thoughts on the first episode. I don't know, Corn. Do you have anything you want to say before I go into that?
Well, I do want to reference this really quick.
Okay.
Another cheap plug for here on the Comrades. I talked about not too long ago. I believe I posted a video not too long ago about how they're taking our identities, right? And they're creating other identities, fake people's identities from our own.
Yeah.
Well, this is pretty much what they're doing. This is pretty much what they're going to do. Again, we're going to get into the show, but I just want to let you all know that this show is literally what we've been talking about You know, on Comrades with the Great Reset, this is the aftermath of that. This is what
Indeed.
happens after the Great Reset. And look at what year they're talking about, 2033. So let's not forget about that. Again, I'm not trying to go on a rant too early, but yeah, I did want to say that before you started, Jared.
No, it's fair enough. And also, Great Reset. They're talking about 2030. We did that video too. How the world would be, and it's actually pretty similar to this, in some ways. Actually, a lot of ways, but I'm not sure about the AI way. I mean, sorry, not the AI way, but the VR type of way. But we'll see. So, I think the first episode starts off with Nathan basically in his self-driving car. There's some stuff where like he gets pulled over, and the cop is a drone. It's a video feed of an actual cop, but it's a drone that actually pulls him over. And then he like flirts with the cop. He sticks a fucking what looks like a what looks like a PS3 controller or a PS4 controller into the
To
car
drive the car.
to drive it. Um, then yeah, so he does that. Then I think I can't remember where he's coming back from. I think he's coming back from the Thanksgiving, or was it from something else? And there's like a dump truck or something, or a garbage truck stopped in the road, and he was trying to tell the car to stop, and it wouldn't stop. It's like, I don't see anything, and it was like fucking up and acting like it didn't know what was happening. Rams him smacking in the back of the truck. He's in the ER, and uh, his crazy girlfriend, who he ended up like, I think he was banging her like right before that accident happened, right? In
Yep.
her car.
Yep.
So his car was fine before that. He goes to Thanksgiving with her. They smash. After that, he wrecks because the car doesn't work and act right. Then he gets to the hospital. She's like, this girlfriend is extremely like weird, and she's that like stereotypical weird clingy where she's like, oh my god, but you don't want to be with me forever. And like he was like, hey, forever's a long time, and she's like, so you're saying you don't want to be with me forever? Like, oh my god, and then like starts crying. He's like, no, it's
Yeah.
fine, like, but it's a comedy, right? So she's like very eccentrically, like clingy girlfriendy, like to the extreme.
Yeah.
And so she shoves this fucking tablet in his face and is like, up, you should this would be a way for us to live forever or whatever. And he was like, how bad am I? And they were like, oh, your lungs punctured and you have some broken ribs or something like that. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, take this nigga to the operating room. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here? They're acting like he had no chance of survival. Like, because they were saying that, yeah, because they said yeah, your vitals are dropping rapidly or whatever. I'm sitting here thinking, but they're not really giving him the option to try and actually get stitched up. They're like, you either can die naturally or you can die this way, and it's like, no, he could have probably lived. That was my first thought.
Yeah.
um, then he, they're like, you got to accept the terms of service. Have you ever downloaded an app? Blah blah blah. He scrolls through it, signs himself up to be fucking uploaded, and then it gets taken into this is your the part I think you wanted to go in depth on was when he's actually uploading himself.
And but yeah, and before I go into the part where he gets uploaded, I did want to ask you what is it that you wanted to talk about in the process of him signing the papers? Didn't you say you wanted to say something when he was signing the papers, or
Oh, the
or,
fact
or when
that
he getting
that
voiced to upload?
yeah, that the fact that they were basically forcing him to upload, and he
Yeah.
like pretty much just gave up, and he was like, "Oh, okay," you know, like
Yeah.
it was kind of like the girlfriend was forcing him, the doctors were pretty much just like, just go ahead and just fucking do it to shut her up, you know.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I kind of don't want to do this. I was like, I kind of just want to go into surgery because I was sitting there thinking he should be able to be fucking, you know,
And you
he
know
should
what's
be able
crazy
to
too?
be healed.
You know what's crazy too? He called his he was like, "Yo, can I call my mom?" Like the you know that's to a man that's like the
Right,
closest woman next to him. You know what their
right,
reaction was like, "Your mom? You're a what?"
right,
Like his woman's like, "Wait, what?" It's just like
right,
you would think that a man would want to call his mom before he dies at least
right.
uh that part was weird too. First of all, shout out to the creators of this show, whoever did the show, because this is one of the most interesting fucking shows I've watched, you know,
Yeah,
in a while, in terms of like that really made me kind of like right.
yeah,
It
yeah.
made me right. It made us right. In the
I'll,
shit that we talk about. You know what I
yeah,
mean? All the stuff we talk about. And this first episode, you're in the first, let's say, 30 minutes of this episode of the show. First 30 minutes of the show. And we're like, whoa,
yeah,
okay, we kind of see where this is going. And then of course you have the upload. He actually uploads. So the part that's interesting to me about the actual upload that he did. So she says, so all right, so we have Nora, right? And Nora is, the woman that is behind that whole thing in itself is a fucking wow. You
yeah,
talk about like it's kind of like a telemarketing job, kind of, except it's like you're always there. From the employees to
yeah.
the bosses, and it's being a corporate job, and she walks in. So basically, to the people that are watching or listening to this review, it's Nora's the woman that is pretty much she kind of becomes a love interest, I guess you could say, somewhat.
Oh yeah, totally, absolutely.
um
Yeah, 100%.
but
I would
but
say so.
she works at this kind of like corporate job, and she's so it's like a little cubicle, corporate, whatever. And what they do is they put on a VR headset, and they're like the actual, like, they call them what, angels, right?
Yeah,
So
but
she's
yeah,
like the angel of like five different dead people of this heaven that they call it. What's the place called? Land of Lakes or something like that.
yeah, something like that. I think, but the I think the entirety of it is called Upload, but I can't remember which company she works for, but it's like one of the bigger. It's like one of the bigger ones in.
Yeah, it's like something lake or lake, Lakeview, I think it is.
Yeah, Lake.
And,
Yeah,
and
Lakeview.
so the place is like Lakeview, and like, how would you explain that place? It's like a
It's basically a it it's basically an operating center for all of the people who act as angels for all the uploads, you know, that they are able to like manage basically with those amount of people. So like it seemed like everybody, because if you look at the start, everybody in there was being monitored by the boss, because at the start of pretty much at the start of the show, she comes in there blasting like Beyonce or whoever the fuck it was. I can't remember what song it was, but and her boss cuts it off and it's like no music while working, and she cuts it off like remotely
yeah,
from her fucking earpiece.
yeah,
And I want to say about that before, actually no, I'll wait because I'm gonna get off topic. But it's basically they're there, they create the new uploads, because they show them like creating the virtual versions of each potential upload, or of the I guess future uploads. They make their virtual profile. They like actually wake their consciousness back up in the virtual world for the first time, and they walk them through that. Like it's really wild. So they pretty much like monitor. You know, they have of course cameras on them. You know, they of course they can. It's virtual reality. They can see everything they do at every time. Uh, they watch them on the cameras, and they communicate with them in the virtual realm as well. They come in with their virtual icons and shit. But it's more than icons. It's like it's like its own reality to an extent.
Yeah, because the way that it uploads is really weird to me because but also interesting because
Yeah.
she starts talking to nothing, right? She just gets this alert that okay, this person died. She looks through their entire life, by the way, which to
Hmm.
me another crazy ass fucking thing. It's like how can
Yes.
you look through their entire life without a camera on them? And it's like okay, she's inside. Now you're talking about being inside someone's conscience, and you're like, whoa,
Yep.
wait a minute, this
Yep.
is some next level shit. So she looks throughout his entire life. Then she starts talking to him without even hearing him or seeing him. And then because you remember she saw nothing but like space and like frames, right? And then she's like, picture yourself of, your best self of who you are or something like that, right? And then
That's
then you
right.
get then you get his face, right?
Hmm.
And then she's like, sit repeat after me, A B C T, she repeat after me doing an ABC shit, right? And then, well, she said, do that in your head. And then she says, try and say something. And he's like, am I real or something like that? And then
Yeah.
that's when you first see his whole body and he's like in that room and everything. And I was like, that's very interesting to me. Like, that's how you can tell that this is definitely like some
Yeah.
beyond shit because it's like
Yeah.
he had to pretty much create himself just from his conscience, from just thinking it. So it's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, man, this is some trippy shit. And again,
But
I don't think it's too far off.
no, it's not. It's
If it's
not.
if it's a possibility,
By 2033, who knows?
we're talking about death.
I know.
Like you're dead. Like your body is done. Your heart, lungs, brain. But they have to do something with the brain, right, to keep your conscience alive.
Probably. Yeah. Because look at it this way. Look at what the powers that be, or powers that should not be, if you will. Look at what they're aiming for. I mean, they're pushing this agenda of, you know, consciousness transplanting and you know, put
But they're
putting
pushing it to
putting
test it.
your. Oh yeah, they're already testing it. You got to be.
Yeah.
If we're testing
But
time travel, we're
but
testing.
to think about if it could actually be real, like if it could actually be possible to do that, to feel things outside of your body from like, but I'm talking about after death. I know we can do that alive, right?
Oh, for sure. But
But dead,
yeah, I don't know. I don't
that's
know.
a whole nother ball game right there, bro.
If we do, it'll happen in our lifetime. If we live to be 75, I bet we'd see it. Or 75 or 80.
That's crazy, man.
I bet we'd see it.
That's
I bet you
crazy,
it's that close.
pro. By that time, dude, they would be the powers that should not be dude. The whole country would get all four seasons at that point, if you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
it would be some weird type shit that they would be doing. It'd be like, all right, we're gonna make it snow here, we're gonna make it rain here, we're gonna make it, it'd be some
That
really
oh
fucking
yeah.
weird shit by that time.
Oh yeah. All that weather modification shit that people was saying that we were talking about, people were saying was bullshit. Well, they just came out here with the Great Reset and told you that they're going to keep doing it. So especially with the Green New Deal, bruh.
And
Look,
you know what?
they
That's
come there. They're telling you, like,
yeah.
again.
And that's exactly what happened in this show. In Upload is they modified everything. There's a point in the first episode where he's laying there crying because he can't believe what the fuck he just did
Right,
with signing that contract.
right.
And she's like, "Well, you should probably go to sleep." And he's like, "How can I sleep?" And before he can even finish saying the word sleep, when he says, "How can I sleep?" she does this. His ass is sleep. She put the covers on him all within all
Knocked,
with like two motions.
fucking
That's
knocked, bruh.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. That shit was wild. Yeah, and I guess I had a couple other things about the first episode. I think. Yeah, we talked. Yeah, we talked about the like the self driving cars, which they're kind of introduced in the first episode. And the thing about the self driving cars, they're sentient. They have a personality. They're able to reason and understand. Because if you listen, if you pay attention when he gets pulled over, when Nathan gets pulled over by that fucking drone cop,
Drone. Yeah.
yeah, by the fucking drone. Um, the cop asks the car. The cop says, car? What happened?" And then the car is like, I had a I don't because he did something. He did a manual override or something. He knows he's like a programmer, so he knows how to manipulate this shit. So
Mhm.
he did something and like cut it off. That's how he was driving manually and kind of like racing it through traffic and shit. Which is why he got pulled over. So he had done something to manually override the car, and the car didn't know what had happened. And he said, "See," and he was just like trying to play it off, like, "See, I got to take it in to get it to fixed. No, I'm sorry, whatever." But the fact that the car not only was sentient, but also technically, since the cop was asking the car questions, the car is technically a citizen. So not only is it sentient, it's also treated as the same as a human in that instance. Whereas uh, it can be basically presented as evidence in some sort of law or some sort of something. So it's going to be a point where that's literally their whole lives. Everything around them, their whole lives is subject to being used against you at some point in the future, which is that's like one of the undertones I got from that scene in particular.
Yep.
Also, another little hidden little Easter egg I saw in there when he walks into his family's house for Thanksgiving. Guess what poster's up on the wall? It
Oh
was
shit!
a
I
it
didn't
was
even
a
notice.
it was a Oprah and Kamala 2024 poster, like for like a presidential election like campaign poster.
No way.
Yeah, Oprah Kamala 2024.
No fucking way.
Yeah, or come yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's interesting. And this was released in May of 2020, by the way, this show.
Damn, I gotta go back and watch just for that one part. I gotta go back. I gotta
It's
go back.
it's within the first 20 minutes. I can't remember exactly when, but as soon as he walks into the house, it's there. And
That is
it's a
crazy.
pink poster. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And it was like framed as if it was like a relic. So it was like cuz since it's set in 2033, it was like they had framed the poster as if it was some sort of relic. As or some, what I'm saying, or some sort of
Yeah.
like special moment or special time thing for them. So very interesting that Biden and Kamala have won, and that's Kamala and Oprah, and it had Kamala listed as president on the poster. If you look at it, that's all I'm going to say. Look, this comes from Amazon, bro. They them boys, all right. They're going to put shit in these TV shows, and you're going to miss it.
That is crazy. That is
Look on there.
fucking
Kamala was the
crazy.
fucking was listed. It was you can see her name was first on the list,
That's crazy.
and
And what was the year it said?
2024.
Oh man. Okay.
Yep. So let's see if Oprah actually runs.
It could be a misjudgment, but
It could be.
you know,
Who knows about that? But just the fact that people have been saying that shit,
yeah,
and then Kamala's on there, and of course she actually won. So the half of that is already actually come full circle.
yeah,
So yeah, very. I found that interesting, and yeah, that's the only other thing I wanted to mention about the first episode was that poster. Very very interesting.
yeah.
So, one thing that stood out to me, I don't know if you have anything to say about the first episode, but one thing that stood out to me about the second episode I don't know if you remember this part, but it starts off by them saying like, "Did you bring protection?" And then they both pull out what looks like fucking Trojan Magnum wrappers, but instead it's fucking disposable cameras and their recording devices. So then they stick them on their chest and they look at each other and they
Oh
look at
yeah,
they
and
look
say
at
I
each other's
consent.
cameras and say, "I consent." Yep.
Can I
Yep.
say it?
Say it.
I told you so. What did I say that niggas gonna have to start doing anyways?
Contracts.
Literally writing, literally documenting, saying they consented,
Yep.
even if there's nothing wrong, even if it's like if you meet a chick, hell, if you're even dating a chick, and you're fucking, what is it gonna have to come to in the future? It's gonna have to come
Right.
to I consent because even then, you both being married isn't enough evidence to say, oh, they consented to sex. It's it's some crazy shit out there, dude. Some crazy fucking shit out there. I told you that's what they're gonna start doing. And I'm glad you brought that up because I totally missed it the second time I watched it. I caught it the first time, but the second time no. But yes, absolutely. It's gonna be put the cameras on. I consent. I consent.
Stick them on their chest and it records the whole sexual encounter and everything. Everything.
Yes, sir.
Nuts.
That's our future, folks.
And
I've been
and
saying,
guess who's no,
call
go
me
ahead.
crazy, but don't call me crazy.
And guess who's going to have access to that? By the way, your government,
Yep.
whom you begged for a vaccine, whom you begged for uh, something to be done about the injustice that this very thing that you're begging to caused, whom you begged for, uh, social justice, all this stuff. You're asking people who are supposed to serve you for, and this is the outcome. They own everything that you have, or everything that you might have wanted, everything you thought you could have had in your life, and you get it when they say you get it, and if you do have it, they control every aspect of it. That's where we're heading.
And they
We'll
can
be
take it
there,
whenever they want.
and they can take it away whenever they want. We'll be there. We'll be there. That's the reality of that's really the reality of this show is that I consider it foreshadowing. Honestly, where this show is at. We'll be there, 100%. Some form of that in our lifetime.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
Again, I don't know. I don't know about the after death thing, but I do know.
maybe not about the after death. Yeah.
I can bet my bottom dollar that in the future, that's where we'll be. And I would probably say within the next 15 to 20 years. But then again, I could be wrong, and it could be within the next 5 years. You never know because
True.
they're introducing some wild shit right now that no one is giving a shit about.
I know.
No one is talking about. No one's saying, "Oh, wait, what's going on over here? Wait, we're doing what?"
Yeah. Straight up. Um, one other, just to let you all know, there's this common, I don't want to call it a theme, but the little minute aspects of life in this show, like for instance, a cell phone is a holographic. You put your fucking hand up like this, and it's a holographic image of whatever the hell you're pretty much like your brain transmits. It's just pretty much they just pretty much go like this and read everything and talk to people on the phone and all kinds of shit. Now, me personally, I'd rather hold something and sit here like this the whole fucking time. But I'd rather hold a phone than fucking do that. But like that's the cell phone in the show. And for instance, like there's always little minute things, like like I mentioned about the car, like the dog therapy in VR is basically a therapist in a VR session, but it's a dog. Like there's all kinds of little
which was smart to do, though. By the way,
yeah, yeah. There's all kinds of little like societal nuggets like of there that they're dropping of like, oh, this is how this would be in this time. This is how this would be. This, and it's like each every episode there's something that you pick up on. Like one of the episodes, the girl was watching. I think I can't remember if it was like episode 3 or 4. One of shit. One of Nora's friends. She walks into her house and she's watching a fucking reality show called like Baby Botox, and it was like babies that had been injected with Botox and shit. It was like a reality show at this time, and I'm just like, holy fuck, bro! Like they're putting some shit in this fucking show, like, and like that's the shit that people are overlooking. I
yep,
would think like they're not paying. I think that's the shit that people are overlooking, and then instead they're just focusing on, oh well, he's cute and she's cute, and
yeah.
Nora and
I
like
noticed
the
that
love the love interest, and
yeah, they created this whole relationship shit for mainstream purposes, I would say.
totally,
Um, because this could have been a completely different show with the
totally,
same message, and I felt like it probably would have been even better if they would have gone like the Netflix route in terms of like heaviness of what they did with Dark
I would
Mirror. I mean,
agree.
not Dark Mirror, Black Mirror.
I would agree.
Because
But it's
it still wouldn't have been like a Black Mirror esque thing, but it still could have been something different, but something more of like, hey, we're about to give you some really heavy shit of what, because you know that the creators of the show, there's no doubt in my mind that they did this to send a message, to give us, like you said, foreshadowing what's to come ahead in society.
yeah,
This show was it. And this show was almost, I would say, almost right on the nose, if not right on the nose.
yeah. It was fucking close, man. It's pretty fucking close. Um, and you asked the question earlier, who was it produced by or created by? Greg Daniels, who also did The Office, and he also did Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he also has some shit with he's done some shit on King of the Hill, Saturday Night Live as well. So
Did he do some stuff with, he might have did some stuff with Community as well, I think, too.
maybe.
Now I think about it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean Parks and Rec, The Office, and Upload, right? Those are three solid shows right there in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's already a second season confirmed. Uh so
Yeah. This, all right. So now we go on into this other part as well within these first 5 episodes. The fact that you can take your conscience, and again, I don't want to spend too much time on this because yes, there is more to talk about. But the
mhm.
fact that you can take your conscience, and even though you can, it's just a simple, with doing this with your hand, and it's a phone. But however, you're still coming in contact, like we got to see the other side of it too. How I keep want to say Gertrude, what's her name? Ingrid. How Ingrid, how she I don't know why I keep want to say Gertrude, but Ingrid, how she can see things too while speaking to the conscience and talking to him.
Yeah,
It's amazing what they do in the show in that aspect.
yeah.
It is so
I
amazing what they do.
I agree. And you know what makes all that possible? Take a while. I'll give you one guess. What makes all that possible? What makes all
VR,
that plausible? Basically,
VR.
close. 5G. That wave, that frequency can support the next level in technology. Quite literally, that it can support the VR. It can support the always connected, the Internet of Things, the the hyper connected world that we're about to be living in with these with these chips that they're telling us that they're now going to implant. It's still that's still tripping me out being able to say that and being able to say yes, they're going to put chips in us at some point. Like it still fucking trips me out. Um, but they've said it
Dude,
at
I
this
thought it
point.
was a
So
fairy tale when my mom told us that as kids. I thought it was a fuck. Like I still to this day, do not know where she got that shit from because I haven't heard it since I was like a little kid, and then I got older, and then I saw.
yeah,
I think it was like 2015. I saw like the first articles of them talking about putting chips to start scanning your shit at grocery
yeah.
stores. You can just scan your risk at a grocery store, and I was like, no fucking way, no fucking way. And then now here we are 5 years later, and it's more than just a chip at this point. It's way more than that. The chip is just a start, just like the
Yeah,
vaccines are just a start.
yeah. I really feel an urge to get into like the spiritual and metaphysical consequences of this future because we like honestly, dude. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go on that rabbit hole though. We gotta keep it on topic.
Why
But
not?
it's I don't know, man. I feel like I feel like I really do think that we are at one of the most pivotal times in recent modern history because now I don't know if that's just me because we're living in it right now, but we're on the cusp of losing our natural inherent sovereignty at this point as human beings is how I'm seeing it.
Would you say that we haven't already lost it, or would you
No,
say
we
that
we
we
have
have already lost it?
we haven't already lost it yet. No, not fully, not completely. No, it's
Why
gonna
not?
it's gonna be interesting. Because we still have, I mean, we still have free will right now. Like at least in America. Like I know in some other countries there's certain things that you can. But I mean, but think of it like this. Like, yeah, technically, yeah, you can still do whatever you want. It's just are you programmed to be able to think that way and know that you can do whatever you want, or are you going to be programmed in a way where that's not in your realm of possibility because your mind has been dumbed down to a point where you can't comprehend that type of shit.
But this year, I would argue that with this year, we were taught, we pretty much showed ourselves and proved to ourselves that as American citizens, we'll never go against what the fucking government tells us to do because and that yes, while we do have quote unquote freedom,
Oh yeah,
we're always going to be fucking slaves. And
I'm not.
and, and and I would, the only reason why I would say that we lost all human sovereignty is because we know what's coming up next and we know there's nothing we're going to do about it. That's the reason why I say that.
I agree with you there, but I will say I'm not saying that there aren't consequences for doing certain things, but you can still make the choice and you can still act on the choice. That is the inherent part that I'm talking about. Like it's going to come to a point where they're going to get us in a state of mind to where we're not going to be able to think about making that choice. And at that point, we're done.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? Because you know this as well as I know is it's a war on the mind. Because your mind controls the physical, and your mind basically is what creates reality through your
yep.
body. So if you get the mind, you get the reality, and that's exactly what we see right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. So if we get to a point to where and that's another reason why I mean I'm not going to say that this vaccine is going to do something like that, but it very well could. It very well could have a play in that because I saw an interesting. Now I'm really getting off topic here, but I saw an interesting video today. It was a Department of Defense video from 2005, and it was referencing what's called the God particle, or sorry, not the God particle, the God gene. And this is apparently a gene that's in people's body. It's called it's technically it's a hypothesis, a scientific hypothesis, but it proposes that basically human spirituality is influenced by heredity, and that a specific gene called the vesicular monoamine transporter 2, it's called VMAT2, predisposes humans towards spiritual or mystic experiences. So this is this gene. So now the Department of Defense has done paid research on this gene in people's bodies, and they were referencing it to the Iraq War. And I was watching the presentation that the guy was giving, and he was saying that they realized that they tested like reading religious material to people who claim non-religious, and they monitored their brain activity, and they would and certain parts of their brain would light up as opposed to reading religious material to somebody religious, and a different part of their brain lit up, and there were two different completely different personalities. This is like the analysis of their study, and they basically said that if we vaccinate against a common uh, a common virus that everybody's come across, like a flu or a whatever, you could even maybe say a COVID if that might be a reach. They're saying if you vaccinate against these basically against these viruses in certain ways, you can basically make one person act who's acting one way on that God gene flip the script and act the other way, who basically is more non-religious, because of course in the Middle East they're religious extremists, right? That's at least
Yeah.
what we're told. um they were saying that they could basically get them to flip the script by manipulating that gene in their bodies. So they were going to like psychologically try and rewrite their basically their chemistry by way of vaccination. And this was in 2005.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I heard it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because um fuck, what was I watching something
And
on Netflix? It was either
and
Netflix or YouTube.
I gotta
And
shout out the Forerunner for posting that video on Instagram, by the way. So I gotta shout out the Forerunner for that. But
and they fuck, I can't remember. I can't remember which documentary it was, but it was like I only watched one episode of it, but it was talking about how they did all these vaccines in like the 50s and 60s, like quote unquote vaccines or vaccine trials. And I can't even remember whether it was even involved Nazi doctors or Nazi scientists or whatever. But they did these trials, and then some of these people had kids, and all of their kids had night terrors. But they would see things too, and like some of them had schizophrenia. I'm like this isn't the people that got the vaccine like that were on these trials. It was their kids.
shit.
And it was all of them. Not all of them had kids, but all the ones that did have kids, all their kids had like fucking fucked up issues, like fucking like
Wow.
night terrors. Fucking one dude's kid was like his daughter had schizophrenia. It was some weird type shit. It was like you would think like they all knew each other, but they didn't. Like it was just like different spots all over the fucking world, all over the country
Wow.
where they did these science experiments on, and then like
Uh-huh.
the next generation was just super fucked up. And I was
Wow.
like, damn, I mean that
Yeah.
what you said just now made me think of that. I saw that. Wow, I saw that. It was a while back, but yeah.
So yeah, and
It wasn't a movie though. That's all I remember. It wasn't a movie. It was like a documentary, like type shit, or like a video on YouTube or some shit.
okay. And I've seen that because I mean we've seen we've all seen the videos of the aftermath, like Agent Orange. People are still reproducing people are basically still reproducing children with deformities in Vietnam from Agent Orange, which we dropped in Vietnam War. That's Monsanto. Uh, that's who basically who makes your pesticides and all your fruits and vegetables. Um, then we've got the nuclear bombings, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Still issues coming out of that. Chernobyl, still issues coming out of that with the populations and shit. Like, yeah, that shit's no joke. That shit literally lingers in your fucking genes and shit, man.
Yeah, dude, that's just fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, that shit's no joke. I guess back to the back to the review. I'll have to title this upload review and a rant.
And a couple rents.
In a couple rants, yeah. But shit, I guess there was one. I think there was one other thing I want to talk about in episode 2. Oh, when he meets the old guy, what's his fucking name? Choke or something?
Yeah.
When he meets David Choke.
Yeah.
And this the guy David Choke, he says in the show he ran the second largest public company in the world. He said he had like $55 billion just chilling, and he was, and when Nathan told him what happened to him, he goes, "Oh, you got killed," and he's like, "No, I was in a wreck," and he was like, "You're telling me that he's like you're keep in mind David's not David. Nathan is a programmer, and his program was basically upload. So what people pay all this money for to get to upload was basically a free downloadable open source upload that people could create their own VR environments and realities and pass it down to their family for free. And
it went up against a big company that did the same thing but charged people.
Yeah, but charged people arms and legs and reproductive organs to fucking get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was saying, and then I think Choke says, you mean to tell me he's like you're challenging a $600 billion industry with that? You're telling me, he's like, yeah, no, okay, nobody got killed. You're challenging a $600 billion industry, nobody got killed. And then he almost skips out. He's like, yeah, nobody got killed. Yeah, nobody got killed. But
I love how he just thinks nothing of it after he leaves too.
Yeah, he thinks nothing of it. It's like, really, dude? Like, you're not going to trust this guy?
You gotta put 2 and 2 together, man. Like,
yeah, like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
but that's right.
That was a good scene. I like that scene.
Yeah.
It made me think too, because I was like, yeah, I just wish they would have capitalized on that a little bit more, just because I mean I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to introduce the subplot, which is like pretty much how did who killed him. So they were playing hot potato with who actually set him up to be killed.
Yeah.
Throughout the this season. It started out with Jamie, which is like his boy. I guess his day one or some shit. Because they said they were brothers, but obviously they weren't their own brothers, so I don't fucking know. But I'm guessing they were like best friends. So apparently it was, at first they made it seem like he was the reason why he was killed. Then they made it seem like it was his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, we'll get into the next, 5 after that. Who else they made it seem like they killed him, because I know it was at least one more. But obviously I can't say that because we're reviewing the first 5 episodes.
Right.
But yeah. I like episode 2. Again, I get kind of convoluted. These episodes got kind of convoluted to me, because when I went back and watched them a second time, it just summed up all of them together. It was weird. But like all the episodes together.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we didn't talk about the kid yet, right? The kid that's in there with him, right?
Oh,
so
true.
one of the characters in the show is the kid. And apparently, so how he meets the kid is, his kid is like, you can set different modes in your reality at Lakeview, which is the fucking upload paradise, whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Yeah.
But you can set which mode you want it. And this kid had his mode set on fighting mode. I thought that was pretty cool. Even though, again, this whole process will be super fucked up in real life. But watching this show, I'm like, the fact that you can have different settings on your shit and different modes. You can have a fighting mode, a sleep mode, like fucking. I'm like, I fuck with it.
Right.
I fuck with it. But yeah, the kid one, it was really weird too, because he had died and he never aged, so he's still a kid, and his younger brother is still is somehow old, is older than him now, and shit like that, and then you notice the worst he says that his parents haven't upgraded his avatar yet, or haven't changed his avatar yet. I thought that was weird too. I remember that was episode 3 or 4 where he mentioned that, and I thought that was fucking nuts, man. I just think it's nuts that the fact that remember these people are paying for this. Maybe not them themselves, but Nathan's girlfriend Ingrid, right? Yeah, Ingrid is paying for his basically him to be in heaven, quote
Right.
unquote,
So she
or
can have
in
him
upload.
forever. So
Yes,
they can be together forever, right? They're
in upload. Which again, I think myself, how pathetic can you be where you would keep someone alive in their conscience? And she's a hot chick. I would think she'd be able to fucking, find a human person that would be able to tolerate her. That
right.
that's the only
Right.
thing. But which kind of begs the question of I think they're probably going to do a plot twist at the end of the actual series, and her be with him for a reason to set him up, like her keeping him alive in his conscience for a different reason.
Oh,
But
that's what
again,
they hinted at
I
that
I, I
in
don't want to.
this.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to. Spoil
Oh,
anything or keep any.
right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to get too far ahead. But yeah.
Right.
Um.
But I'm curious to see what that second season entails because they once we get to our part 2 of this. And by the way, it's well, I guess I didn't go over the. I'll put in the title. This is clearly a spoiler. We're clearly spoiling the shit, but it's been out for a minute, so you should have been seeing.
Yeah,
This
it's
shit.
been out since May.
But,
If you haven't seen it by now, you're not gonna fucking watch it.
right.
Unless after you watch this and you're like, oh, okay, I might need to watch this.
True. True. But yeah, it does allude to that, but then she does something drastic towards the end, which we'll talk about next episode. That kind of ties into what you were saying earlier.
Yeah. This was this some weird shit, man.
Yeah.
Shall we go into the funeral?
Yeah, let's talk about the fucking funeral. Oh my gosh, bro.
This funeral. All right, so
Oh my gosh, bro.
Nathan has to attend his own funeral. Virtually, obviously. Guess who's in charge of his funeral? Was it his mother? No. Was it his dad? No. Was it his brother? No. What is his homeboy? No. Any of his friends? Nope. Who was in charge of Nathan's funeral? It was his girlfriend.
Yep.
Who, by the way, I forgot to mention, after he was uploaded into Upload and he talks to her on this little phone thing, she says, I love you. And he's like, but you never said I love you before. You never said that before. I'm thinking to myself, like, how the fuck do you trust someone to pay to keep your conscience alive after death and you never even heard them say I love you?
Right.
What the fuck? There's so many things wrong with this show, but it's still a great show. So
Yeah.
so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any fucking sense. The fact that
Whatsoever.
you would trust someone literally with your afterlife. I don't know. It's crazy. But anyways,
Oh man.
so she's in charge of his funeral. She's in charge of everything in his funeral. You already know it's gonna be some fuck shit because one of his best friends is hitting on her at his fucking funeral before he fucking before he shows up to his own funeral or whatever. And then another weird thing about his funeral, so it was virtually. So he's looking through a screen at everyone that showed up for his fucking that showed up for his funeral. You got his homeboy hitting on her. Then you got his girlfriend. All his ex-girlfriends are in one fucking. This is some weird shit. This is some really weird shit. They're in a room. All his ex-girlfriends are in like this little sanctuary, this little chapel or something, and they're looking virtually through this big ass screen. And of course, Nora, the angel, which is pretty much like his, I don't know, guardian or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
She shows up. And again, like all this stuff's really a weird flex to me. The fact that somebody is that interested in real life about someone they control virtually, which I can kind of understand once you get a good look at what her life is like throughout the show. But
True.
it's still a little bit weird. But anyways,
True.
so she shows up to his funeral. So yeah, he's looking through all this. Dude, his girlfriend, Ingrid, does not do anything for him for his funeral. Like they mentioned him like I think once this entire
No,
time at his funeral.
not at all. I
Well,
don't think
no,
he got
they
mentioned at
did
all.
because they showed his memories. Remember?
Oh right, which but it was all like it was all like cherry picked memories and shit.
Yeah, and on top of that, another thing that I just don't understand how they even got away with this. How is his family not pissed?
That's what I'm saying.
How is his family not pissed at the fact that wait a minute, why is someone now I get yeah he brought her to Thanksgiving, they knew who she is, blah blah whatever, but why would they trust her with it? Is it because she holds the account to his his shit for the upload shit or whatever?
She's also rich.
Yeah, I don't get that part. However, um, during the funeral, she starts talking about the download. So the
Hmm.
show's all about uploading. They talk about the download. So earlier, I want to say maybe that same episode of the funeral, they had this event called they had a download trial, and they televised
Oh
the download
yeah, bro.
trial. And so it was so they downloaded someone that had already died that was in the upload queue, took him from the upload queue, downloaded him back to reality. I'm talking like our
In a
world reality
clone body. In a clone
in a
body.
clone body.
Yep.
And he's standing there still on the operation table with the straps and everything. He's like, "Oh, I made it. I feel everything." He's like, "I can smell, I can taste." He starts licking his like doing all this weird shit. Which again, if you go without, if you die and come back to life, I'm who's to say you wouldn't do the same? But he's sitting there, licking his fingers and just all this weird shit. But then he's like, I can't believe I'm alive. And then he starts like shaking, and everybody started to become concerned. No, before he starts shaking, his nose starts bleeding.
His nose starts
Right,
bleeding.
his nose starts bleeding, and that's when everything's wrong. When somebody's nose starts bleeding,
Yep.
shit's fucked. But his
Yep.
nose starts bleeding, and then he starts shaking, and everybody's looking at him and are like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" And he's like, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Guys, turn it off! Turn it off!" And then all of a sudden, his fucking head fucking explodes. It goes, dude, this was nuts.
And it
But
was
you know
live
what?
televised.
The fact that it was televised really made me think about, because I'm like we're still desensitized. Like we really don't know how far. It's kind of scary how far humanity will really take things. In terms of
Yeah. Yeah.
us being desensitized with these really extreme things, and then being so sensitive when it comes to words still.
Yeah.
And I will still fight that fight till the day I die, by the way. um because it's a fight worth fighting. But this is ridiculous, the fact that all right, his head explodes, and then they talk about the download, and they said that they're gonna continue to do these download trials, right? And then
Yep.
so then you think she's gonna do his eulogy or whatever the fuck they call it. She's gonna do his eulogy, and you're thinking she's about to talk about him, and then she starts talking about the download mistrial, and you could tell
Yeah.
he wasn't even like, he reacted so like underwhelming, like it wasn't even funny. Like I would
He
have
reacted
been.
like a bitch.
Yeah, he
But
didn't
what
seem like he was pissed. He seemed like he was like maybe disappointed, and he's still like shocked. Like, how could you do? Like, do you not notice what the fuck she was doing? And since he like, I don't know,
right.
poorly written character he is. However,
Yeah,
everyone else
he
on the show
is.
is written, pretty good. But you
Yeah.
know, so that part kind of grinded my gears. But this whole virtual reality thing, which again I'm still fascinated by, even though I talk about it all the time, and that it's it is something that we probably should not be doing. It is fascinating. I'm still
Yeah.
super fascinated by the technology and what we've taken it to. I will say that, I will admit that. But again, the reason why this stuff was created for a reason, and it's not the reason that they're giving us. It never will be the reason that they're giving us, unless it's the
True.
very end of the world and they're like, "Fuck it, let's just tell them we're fucked." But you know, all of this going on, the funeral, and the ex-girlfriend's there, Nora's there, and he can see all this shit too, and they're seeing like his reaction to him being shitted on by all his friends and family. Like,
Yep.
dude,
It's
I'm
fucking
like,
crazy.
bro, like this is crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
This is crazy. This show, like, and again, a lot. I don't want to seem like a crazy person thing, but a lot of people are going to be going through the exact same thing.
Yep.
When this shit goes down, because this is going to happen. This
Yep.
is going to happen.
Yep.
That funeral
And,
that funeral scene was fucking nuts.
yeah, dude, it
And then his
was.
crazy cousin, and then his crazy cousin who was investigating the whole thing, then she gets killed.
She gets killed. Yep. Dude, and fuck, I was gonna say something else about that. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh well. There was one more thing I was gonna say about that, but I can't remember it.
About what? The funeral scene? The
Yeah, but
crazy
I was
cousin?
gonna. Uh,
When she went to go investigate that car?
no, it wasn't that. It's all
Oh,
good. I lost my train of thought on that one. Damn. Damn.
I'm dead.
But yeah, dude, like that. There's a lot in every single episode. Like we could really talk about each individual episode. Could be like a 30-minute like podcast, like a 30-45 minute thing. Like there's so much in each episode, whether it's
Yeah.
like what they're doing that's subtle, or what's going on with the characters, or what new crazy possibility they do in the VR world, or whatever, or what new like love connection they like each episode's pretty heavy. Like they're
Yeah.
pretty. It's a pretty it's a pretty keeps you engaged show.
It's crazy too. The ratings that they have to go through at where Nora works at, right? That whole corporation where it's
Oh,
like,
oh, hold on, hold
oh
on.
yeah,
That
you want ratings? Oh, you got to get, all you got to get 3 5-star, you got to get an average of 4.8 stars or some shit. And it's like they are really like it,
yeah,
but again, that's the reality of what today's situation, of what today's situation in the world is like. Every business wants to be this fucking 5-star, whatever fuck, but then you want to pay
yep,
them shitty. You don't want to do shit for them when shit goes down. Like her dad was dying, and she didn't want to. She didn't give us two
yep,
shits. Her boss didn't give 2 shits.
yep.
That
She
that
said,
goes on in this world today. Where,
and
where but you ask your boss like, hey, you're asking for a simple favor like, hey, can you just sign off for my upload for my dad so that he can go to heaven or he can go to this fucking Lakeview. Right? No matter what you believe in, whether you believe it's right or wrong, to upload him. But it's the fact that she thinks that's going to help him,
right,
or she thinks, or she wants him to still be able to have life afterwards without even knowing what happens, when you just die naturally. But whatever. Again,
but
but
now her dad is
that would
against
defeat the whole premise of the show.
it. At
But
least at least initially her dad is against it
yeah,
initially.
yeah,
But
but
they were also fucking 3D printing dinner in that
yes,
little.
which
I don't know if you noticed
it's
that.
funny. That was in my notes too. I put I totally missed that on my notes. That I said the way they make food. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
saw the little spinny thing and it was just like 3D
yeah,
printing the fucking food.
yeah.
That
Fuck. And what you said about the rating system and the social credit system, I was
he said Google made it
that
too. By the way,
what's that?
if you go back, he said yeah, he said it was Samsung and Google did
Oh,
that
right.
3D
That's right.
printer food,
That's right. And shocker there, right? And there's a lot of brand pushing and a lot of
which I
what is it?
like.
Yeah, well, I
They're
mean,
not afraid. They're
yeah,
not
because
afraid to drop names.
that's true. That's very true. They're saying, "Hey, look here, look here, look here," and it's on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's crazy too because the fact it's on Amazon and they're dropping names about like Google. I think they said Apple too at some point in this show,
Oh,
right?
they had like real
And
investment firms on there and everything, man. Yeah,
yeah, I'm surprised that the old man choke whatever that choke guy's
yeah,
name. I'm surprised that's not a real person,
right.
or it could be. I haven't really looked
I
looked it up, but.
I don't think it
Um,
is, but
but I mean, they drop a lot of hints in this show.
oh yeah,
Um, I like this show a lot just because of what they've brought to us in terms of okay, forget about the whole foreshadowing thing for a second about what's going to go on in the future. It's the fact that you're saying, hey, look, we're going to give you guys a society. We're going to show you guys a society where you kind of have freedom, but you don't, which pretty much puts you in the same position that you had now or that you have now in life, where it's
yep,
like you have quote unquote freedom, like you said, like you were saying earlier, you have freedom, but you don't. You have control, but you don't.
yep,
And it's the same thing in virtual reality. Same thing, with the virtual reality afterlife. It's like I still don't think we'll ever be able to get to a point where like you actually can feel things in your conscience. But again, I mean, we think that in our dreams. When I'm in my dreams, I feel like I can physically feel it until I wake up and I'm like, oh, I didn't physically feel that. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. This show brings a lot to the table, and it's crazy that I didn't even think I've never heard of the show until, like you said, Brittany, she came into the comments and said,
yeah,
hey, check out the show Upload, and bro, I'm so glad
yeah.
I watched that show.
Great recommendation
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Well, all right. So episode 4. Remember episode 4 where they go into that what was it? What was it? It was him,
That's
the
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 virtual
army
sex.
dude
Yeah,
and the kid. They get trapped in this. They had 1 hour. Remember, they had 1 hour to go into that no, what is it, non-safe zone or some shit.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
That
That's right.
one was interesting because remember he
That's
got to
right.
see cameras. He got to see a first person view of his homeboy
Yeah,
at the company,
yeah,
and then he also the kid got a tattoo, and then it ended up being like a gender change for his after he hit puberty. Remember that? Like that
yep,
that was that was some
yeah.
that was
And then
some
it
real. I never in a million years would have thought of anything like that. That's crazy.
and they went to the black market and he tattooed him the wrong gene.
Yep.
He did XX instead of XY. He tattooed the wrong chromosome on him.
That was crazy. That was
Oh
crazy.
man.
That was crazy. That what do you call it? Was it just called the black market?
Yeah, it was essentially like the dark web of the virtual world, of a virtual reality world,
Yeah,
basically.
that one. That was yeah.
Yeah, it's basically what
That
it
was
was.
interesting, man. There's a lot of cool things, and I can't think of them right now. But there were a lot of cool things. I remember that scene being really really cool and very creative
Yeah,
in terms of like what could be a possibility um in our reality
yeah,
or our virtual reality.
yeah,
Um, so I really enjoyed that part.
yeah. I like that part as well. Um, and then of course that was when they had the VR sex and like he wasn't really fucking with Ingrid anymore because he's been like so attracted to Nora, and then she's like,
She
and
calls,
she calls tech support down because she's like he's not working. She's like he's not getting hard, and
yeah,
then like I think she freezes something. I can't remember what happened. And then like he ends up like Nora ends up like kind of like flirting with him,
yeah.
and then he fucking and
That
then
was
he was like,
that.
all right, yeah,
Yeah, that was again. I didn't really fuck with the whole like let's bring romance into the situation because it's just like if
right,
you're really in that
right,
situation, the last thing you want to do is be in a romantic relationship. But at least me, I'd be trying to find a way out. But
shit,
um,
ain't no way out. You can get downloaded and then to get
well,
exploded.
she threat. Remember, she threatened to cancel his subscription at the end of
Yep,
that funeral scene.
yep, I
So
know.
all he has to do is say, "Hey, man, I don't love you anymore," and she can just
Just
um,
swipe.
yep.
Bye.
And yeah, and then he'll see, what real afterlife is like. But within a click of a finger. So, um, yeah, that's nuts. But I oh, damn, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, with Nora.
Right.
So the whole thing with him and Nora, like I'm not really too keen on relationship stuff, but what really did tie it in, what really kind of sold me on a relationship was that part. I'm glad you mentioned that part where they're having virtual sex because
Hmm.
I think to me, up until that point, I did not care for Nora, and like I like Nora as a character, and I like Nathan as a character, even though I thought he was still pretty like dry.
Hmm.
Um, pause. But but them together was just I was just like this is not clicking. Like them together was just like terrible
Yeah.
until until the part where it was like okay, the director of the show knows exactly what the fuck they're doing because they kind of made them face a situation of okay, you know, because when you're acting, they say that the way to get over your or not even acting when you're just on a stage period where you're giving a speech or something like that, they say like just pretend the whole audience is naked. And this that now stay with me for just for a second. He was naked, and she had to kind of you know do her
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So that with me, kind of I was like, okay, now I can kind of see what they were doing with the whole, okay, Nora and Nathan. So now they have me sold because Nora and Nathan have both faced that, that they both faced that wall, that
Hmm.
obstacle, and now they can now they have that chemistry. So to me, I
Hmm.
thought the start of that whole thing was that moment right there, that virtual sexual reality. I like that scene, even though that scene was a bit awkward. Not necessarily like awkward, for me, but like I mean, like just the placement of that scene was a bit awkward.
Yeah. Okay, I can see
But
that. Yeah.
um, yeah, it was good for what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I can't think if there was anything else. Uh, in that episode, I think Nathan's what was it? His cousin or his aunt or whoever the fuck the one who's doing the investigating.
Oh, his cousin,
His
Fran.
cousin. Yeah. Yeah. She found out that Ingrid went into his car. Uh. Uh. While he was inside at the grocery store that night or whatever. Um,
Yep.
so that I think that happened in that episode, and then I think that's all I can remember. Um, but yeah, that whole him getting killed thing, him basically getting offed. That I feel like that's going to make a resurgence in season two.
Oh, it's definitely gonna make return season two.
It's got to.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, man, that because I get so confused sometimes with what's in the first five episodes and what's in the second five episodes. But
Right.
this first five episodes, I do want to ask you, a couple questions. It's gonna be tough, Jaron, but let's say, let's just say, if you ever enter this world, this upload world,
Fuck.
what are you doing? How are you responding? How how's Heavy J going to cope with being in Lakeview?
If it's just like it is on the show, fuck.
Yep.
Um, honestly, I don't know. I would be. I'd be pretty upset at first. I'd be like, man, like I missed out on a chance to experience what it's really like. you know what life actually is, with what I or at least what I think life is after death. Or what I can only imagine. But I missed out on that, and now I'm in some virtual reality of some earthly life, still talking to earthly people. I'd be disappointed. Honestly, not saying I'm like looking forward to death, but because that's not definitely not the case. But I would prefer to die naturally. and I prefer to go about it that way. Now if I just end up in fucking upload, the first thing I'm gonna try to do is figure out the code, but really at the end of the day, if you wake up and upload, you're pretty much done because you've already your physical body's already done with. You're now a consciousness that's been placed into some virtual world. So either you try and put yourself into a different virtual world that's better, or you try and at least hack that one to make that one as good as you can make that one. So I would try and learn the code. I would try to get a laptop and see if I could like learn the code about that world, which kind of like what they end up doing in the show a little bit,
Hmm.
and trying to figure out how to maneuver my way around that shit. But yeah, it would suck, man. I would just hope to be rich if that ever actually happened, and I did end up in upload. I would just hope to be rich because if you can be rich in there, it could potentially be, I don't want to say better than your real life, but you could have potentially like, I don't know. I know I can't even say it would be better. I can't even say it would be anything different because it translates your previous real life into this virtual life. So if you were broke in real life and you get put in the upload, you can be broken upload too, and then you sit there and then you just fucking like freeze in time until you fucking that now that I should save that for the last five. I got it
For the
confused
second
too.
half.
I should say that for the second
It's
half.
first
Yeah,
half.
yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah,
would try. I would try and figure out how to make that shit. Basically, make that shit my bitch. I'm trying to figure out how to like, you know, not necessarily cheat the system, but kind of cheat the system and make it sort of cater
yeah,
to me.
because in one of the earlier episodes, I want to say is episode 2, where he gets really angry. He's like, "Fuck this! Like my girlfriend's controlling my life." And again, go back to our simulation episode.
Right.
You know, it's to go back to our simulation episode. That you're essentially a simulation. At that point, a full blown simulation at that point.
Right.
Because I would like to think that no matter what you do, your actions at the end of the day, your actions are still going to be controlled at the end of the day. So you act out of line, you physically cannot do anything. You're moderated 24/7.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like there's always a monitor on you. There's always someone watching you. There's cameras everywhere. It would suck. So as cool as it would be, you got so many people watching you. It's forever.
Yep.
Um, again, I think you have to be rich too, right? To continue to live there, anyways.
Basically, yeah.
Like you got to keep pouring money into it. That's the one thing too. It's just like there's no way anybody's ever gonna be able to spend eternity. It's just life after life for a little bit. Even if it could be for a million years, whatever. Eventually, you're not going to be there anymore because you can only trust. No one's gonna pay after so many generations. No one's gonna keep paying for upload for a great grand whatever the fuck they didn't even fucking know.
True.
You know, um, but again, I'm looking too much into that. I'm looking too deep into that, obviously. But I know it's just a show, and that it's just foreshadowing what's going to happen. But if we're talking about what's going to happen, just to let people know, spoiler alert, you're not going to be there forever. So it's basically going from one shitty life to another one,
Yeah, pretty much.
just for a little bit, and then after that, again, we're talking about after death. You're being put into another simulation.
I know, right?
I don't. I don't.
One.
I don't.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. It just sounds terrible going from one simulation to another. Like going from
Seriously.
one life where it's like, fuck, I have to do this. I have to do that. Blah, blah, whatever. And it's like because we have to. And then going to another life where it's like, well, I might as well do what I'm supposed to do because, well, if I don't, they're gonna make me do it anyways. So it's like again, every action is pretty much controlled,
Yep.
literally. So going from one simulation to another, no, thank you. Again, the idea. Now that's me putting it simple, simulation to another. But the idea of, okay, an open world, kind of, again, your reality is what you make it, right? So let's say you go from this reality, you go, and the next life is a bit more precious, a bit more, lively. Then, who's to say? But at the same time, if you got at the end of the day, that's a no go for me.
Oh yeah, same. 100%. 100%. You said you had another question you was going to ask me?
Um, Let me check my handy dandy notebook.
Handy dandy notebook.
Notebook. Um, Damn, I didn't have it written down in here, did I? Well, I guess not.
It's all good. Saul Goodman. You feel me? Um, see, here's a problem I have with Nathan's character specifically. Um, he really like he's very like I don't want to say emasculated, but he's kind of emasculated in a way, but also is presented in masculine light. Because because look at what he did in the beginning. He pretty much succumbed to even signing the fucking agreement to go into upload, and then he hated it, and then basically gave his girlfriend control of his life, and then the funeral happened, and then at that point, it's just compounding because what can you really do? You're already dead. You're virtual. Like even if you were to try and do something at that point, what can you do? Nothing. Now she's
Yeah.
literally got you in her pocket. You know what I'm saying? Paying for all your shit, paying all your literally keeping your virtual reality a reality,
Oh, but yet she's doing you a
and
favor.
and she's doing him a favor. So it's but then all the other bullshit that he ends up dealing with is because he reacts in that way to those type of situations throughout the show. So that, his character is kind of annoying, but he's also his character is also likable at the same time. Like you kind of
Yeah,
you
like that.
you kind of root for him too at the same time. So
Yeah, because he was a guy that thought for himself,
yeah,
apparently, which is
yeah,
still is hard to believe. But he's a guy that thought for himself, created all this stuff, created
right,
the shit for the real the free upload to help everyone. Um,
right,
which again, that right there makes me, someone who pretty much wanted to work for themselves, someone who pretty much paved the way for them to not only, work for themselves and make a company for themselves and an app for themselves, but for the rest of the world, and to give it to them for free. He To me, he was the man of the people. And to
yeah,
me, I think that to be a man of the
yeah,
people and to go against the grain, especially when it comes to these big brother corporations,
yeah.
to me, I think my own personal, a part of my own personal definition of masculinity would be that
That
would be,
exactly.
you're going up against, the big dogs, and you're not backing down. And you're saying, look, I'm putting all my finances on the line. I'm putting my career on the line, putting my life on the line. Hell, he gave the ultimate sacrifice
Facts,
at the end of the day.
facts.
Um, I 100% agree. I
Yeah,
100% agree.
that's facts. Yeah, yeah. So like I said, his characters. They try to downplay the character, but when you think about just how Corn put it,
The funeral scene really fucked me up, man. I was like,
yeah,
bruh,
man.
like,
Yeah, man.
like,
That funeral
I,
scene had me. When I first saw that shit, I was feeling like
yeah,
this.
man. I I dismissed my I had to suspend my disbelief because, yeah, at the beginning, because he signed the whole thing, and I was like, okay, well, the whole premise of the episode is he is in upload, so he has to go to upload whether he signs or
Yeah,
whether he signs or not. So I was like, okay, so I kind of dismissed that. But then the whole funeral scene, and then her picking out his clothes, and then they got the therapy, and then what when it comes to women, but I'm not trying to get on that whole train of women right now, but her being a woman, she she grabbed her own therapist because remember they was supposed to be the therapist dog, her and Nathan,
Right.
and then she grabbed her own therapist, and then of course her own therapist sided with her, and then she was changing his jeans and all that, like she was picking out all his clothes, fam. Once it gets to the point where my woman starts picking out her clothes, picking out my clothes, Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a
Yeah.
big fucking problem. Now I could be like, hey, do you like this or whatever? But the fact she's just going through, just picking out all this shit, and I was like, that and the funeral scene really made it hard for me to like this guy. Really made it hard for me to think that he was a. And again, I'm not sitting here, oh, he needs to be masculine character or anything like this. But at the end of the day, I like my entertainment to have masculine characters. Sorry. So, sitting here watching that, I'm like, all right, dude, you need to grow some fucking balls at some point because I'm really starting to like the show, and you are the problem right now. You know,
Seriously, bro.
um, so hopefully they write him better. You know, uh,
That's season two.
yeah,
Let's hope, man. Let's hope.
yeah. I can't remember too much about the second half, but obviously, I will hear for in time for the next review. Um,
Definitely.
this next
Definitely.
5 episodes.
Definitely. And of course, we wanted to split it up because we've been going about an hour and a half, and we've only done the first five. So it would have been
Yeah.
quite a long show otherwise. So want to make it a little more digestible. But is there any other happenings that you want to go over with the first half before we wrap this thing up, or
No, I mean, we could dissect this thing all day long, guys. But
right, right,
we
right,
wanted to we want to do this, and get the important parts out there and get the big stuff out there and that's why we did it here on Comrades because this is more than just a review of the show. This is more um of a telling of foreshadowing, like
right,
Jaron mentioned. Great word, by the way. A foreshadowing what's gonna happen, and right now they're dead accurate. They are dead accurate, and so are some other shows, some other movies.
yep,
Just
yep,
dead accurate on the shit that is it's happening, and the shit that's gonna happen. I heard that the original Independence Day, has something to do with what's the shit that's going on today. I need to go back and watch that movie because I do not remember that movie too much. I remember it was a good movie, but again, another Will Smith movie. Shocker, right? Um,
yep.
but yeah, I need to go back and watch the movie because apparently it has something. Someone I forgot who I was watching on YouTube. They said something about Independence Day would tell us what's going on today or some shit like that. But I
Mm.
gotta go back and watch that and see. But I thought it was about aliens and shit. So I mean, it could probably be accurate.
It may be.
It's 2020, so
Yeah, maybe. That's funny. But shit. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't have any other anything else really to add, man. I think I touched on everything I want to touch on the first half of the show. Um,
yeah.
Definitely,
Shout out
everybody
to
go check it out.
yeah, and shout out to Brittany Needham too for recommending the show to us because yeah, this is a pretty cool show, man.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the characters, honestly, which I didn't think I was after
yeah,
after
I like
episode
the
one. I was just
characters.
like, these characters suck. But then episode two, I was like, okay, um, I like it though. And
Yeah,
I like how they're playing hot potato with who killed this guy. So uh,
right.
that's pretty cool. There's so many things going on. I need to go back and watch that first episode because now you got me. I need to go look at that Oprah Kamala
Yeah, go look at that
frame thing.
fucking yep.
That's
2024
yeah,
is what it
most
said.
definitely.
Oh man, well, it's been good. It's been the comrades. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean. Check out our other content. It's fire. We'll be coming back at you with a part two. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And after that part two is actually uploaded, we will then link that somewhere over this way or that way in the video once again that part two is created. But yeah, it's been a contemporary comrades. It's been corn. It's been Sir Heaviness, Heavy J, whatever the fuck. Stay tuned for part two.
Peace out.
Deuces.